video, and I probably just haven't really been posting or anything at all. I generally have been just really busy too to be playing, and the game I still play it here and there, right? But it's not like how it was, and I was trying to play weekend league and try to grind out all these cards that have been coming out. There have been some really nice objective cards, by the way, too, since I've stopped playing, right? And yeah, I've done pretty good with the content so far. Every year it seems like their content gets to a new level. Obviously, it does kind of feel weird, because it's always different. I guess it's like a different format of each FIFA that comes out, which is kind of stupid, right? But anyways, today we'll be talking about the new patch notes because after reading some of these, I mean, I realized how considerably I could say important they could be towards the new FIFA when it that will come out, which will be the last FIFA, right? Quote unquote, that we can call FIFA, as in for its name, and you know what I mean. It will be a bit different after that, and yeah. So first of all, right, looking into the knuckleball shot, right, it says that the knuckleball will be says so the I guess the likelihood of a knuckleball to be scored on is at its highest when being shot from the farthest point, I guess 2.2 feet away, which is not that far, obviously. But I mean, I think this could be considerably more impactful if you're close. If you're like on a close quarters, I guess a free kick, close to the net, right? If you're around that distance, I guess, or right outside the box, it could be very effective, in my opinion. That might be what it's talking about. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, we all know what a knuckleball is, right? But it's just like, I think that when it comes to shooting in this game, what we all want EA to fix is that the long shots are more effective. You know what I mean? Obviously, not for all the long shots that we throw to be going in, but for like to not just give meta players that have finesse shot traits, the ability to be the only ones to shoot. You know what I mean? Because even though there are players that have a lot of the finesse shot traits, they're not all entirely meta, and as in they're not able to do all those crazy dribbles and stunts to get into a nice open spot to shoot, right? You have to have, you know what I mean, one of the good finesse shot players like Messi, Salah. I'm pretty sure there's like a player, like a bunch of them that I'm not counting in right now, but you get what I'm saying. Like they're the point is that we all want EA to fix the long shot, I guess, mechanic in this game. I kind of like last year. I guess last year was a little bit easier to score long shots, maybe a bit too easy, right? But anyways, well, we move to the next one, which it says added the new ball roll cut 180 skill move that can be performed by players from 4-star and 5-star weak skill move. So now that I think about it, I think this is kind of one of the moves, I guess, that we couldn't perform in this game all year, and I think it kind of just, how can I say it? It kind of just make the game very annoying. Like a lot of the players are so hard to turn with. I think the dribbling in this game is so much far worse than it has been ever for a lot of these cards. Like when you want to turn with your center back, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like last year, it was a lot easier to dribble around with your the center back and do passes from the back, right? And obviously this is a ratty thing to talk about, but still, you know what I mean? Like I don't think this should be like a reason for them to like nerf the fact that you can, you know what I mean, ball roll and pass. But now that they're bringing back the ball roll cut, which was in the previous FIFAs, it could be like it should feel the same, I guess, as the previous FIFAs. But like I said, I don't know where has been all year. I don't really think I mean, we might need it for next year. Who knows? If the game mechanics are still shit and the connections to the servers are still ass dog water, right? we will need this kind of mechanics to be in the game, I guess, to compensate for how shitty it is to play in this game, especially in weekend league, right? Um, yeah, but regardless, yeah, I think that who knows if this is something that is still going to be included in the next FIFA. Because, like I said, every time they do a new FIFA, they're like saying there's a new engine, there's saying there's all these new like shit that they're adding to the game. You know what I mean? Like even from the tactics, this year the tactics are very different, right? There were different formations we were having to use compared to last year, and it's okay to a certain point, but I think at some point it's just come kind of like it becomes dead content, in my opinion, and that's why I wanted to talk about this because, like I said, I mean, every FIFA at the end of the year, EA, make patch notes that make the game considerably different. Excuse me, and I just wish sometimes that they carried on with these patch notes onto the next FIFAs because when they start with the new FIFAs every single time, they're just so dog water. Like it just feels so bad, and like primarily, I think it feels worse in Ultimate Team because of the way the game is formatted, right? The fact that cards can be upgraded considerably from their stats. You know what I'm saying? And how the stats are supposed to make the card or the rating upgrade supposed to make the cards more effective in game, but they're really not. It's just about the stupid body type and if they have skill moves and they have a certain height, stuff like that. It's just how it is this game, unfortunately. But yeah, guys. Another thing that I looked at was the increased accuracy on the low mid powered driven shots. So the beginning of the year, a lot of people were saying that low driven shots were very effective, right? And I feel like they still are in a way. You know what I mean? If you're a kind of person that has already been using low driven shots, right, throughout the whole game, I feel like you know from which areas it's more effective to use a driven shot, right? Whether if it's shooting first post on the bottom on the goalkeeper, if your opponent moves his goalkeeper right to the opposite side of the post, and you shoot first post on a low driven, it usually goes in. I'm saying that from own experience, I guess. Of doing it, I don't usually use low driven shots, but it's not too important, right? But it's pretty okay that they added this. I guess they increased the lethalness of low drivens, right? And then another one says significantly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by AI controlled players. This personally doesn't really have that much of an effect to me. I don't think it's like super bad to have AI blocks in certain occasions. Even this year, I feel like they don't have that much of an issue because there's the possibility that you have of sweating or performing skill moves to open yourself some space, shit like that. That probably isn't like I guess too important in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people might actually like this though, so you know what I mean. It is good that they added that because some people were kind of getting fed up with this kind of stuff happening in the game. But to me, like I said, it's not that important. I think the only thing that matters is the barrel cut and obviously the consistency of certain shots. Whether it's from a long shot or whatever. I would have liked for EA to make those more and more, I guess, effective. And another thing, it says it significantly decreased the range required for a defender to attempt a tackle without requested to do so. Okay, so I think that this is where like the more I guess meta center backs come into play. Like nowadays, you can't use any center back, like even if they're fast, if they don't have like a certain dribbling stat in terms of agility or whatever. The speed of it when they come out to tackle players, it becomes significantly important for you to choose wisely what center backs you use in your team. So this could, probably affect the way that most center backs work. There could be other center backs that could be more usable now. I guess since that they nerfed that, it probably means that more of the auto tackles where you catch a penalty, I guess, like when you try to wiggle your center back around, and then out of nowhere, without you pressing anything, your center back just goes for the most stupidest tackle ever. And I feel like this is something that also pissed people off this year because when it comes to your weekend league, right? You, I feel like a lot of people had teams that were like in the beginning of the year. It was a bit frustrating because obviously all the good center backs were like of the high price ranges. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't really have any good SBCs for center backs this year. Obviously there are like Veron if you grind it for that card. There's the team of the season center backs are really good too, right? But I feel like before that, you know, like the Sergio Ramos, all those like they were a bit overpriced because one, EA didn't give Sergio Ramos enough pace in my opinion. He should have had more pace, even if it was like a +3, +2, like not even maxed out pace, but you know, somewhere around uh like 94, 95 speed gap. But you know what I'm saying? It's not too much to pay attention to. It's just like I said, it just has to do with how the game is formatted, and unfortunately this year defenders are just pretty generic. Increase the distance between a defender and the ball carrier when the defender is requested to contain a teammate or teammate contain. So says increase the distance between a defender and a ball carrier when the defender is requested to contain. Okay, so I guess that means that like when you second man press a person, it takes a little bit more of a distance for them to, I guess, like when you try to second man press, you could do it with a player that's not so close to the I guess to the player containing the ball, as in they just contain them, as in like they just get in front of them to make sure they don't try to make a run, a solo run. That could be it. I don't really know any of these stupid uh notes that they're writing. I kind of just see it when I see it in game, right? It says slightly increase the effectiveness of finesse shots and potential goal scoring situations in which the ball carrier is not under pressure from a defender or a goalkeeper. Um, so I think this is what I meant too. I just read this too. I actually didn't see this before uh, starting the record, but still, I do think that this is another good thing. But it's kind of late. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just something that like it just feels so ratty. You know what I'm saying? It's like you take a whole year to study a game that you made and to take out all these buggy shit, I guess you could say, like all these fucking shitty thing mechanics that your game has, and you take till the very end of the game to fix them. It's kind of just kind of out of pocket from EA because people pay money for this shit. If this shit was free, which I think is going to start going to be, right? If you have PlayStation Plus, you could have easy, I guess free access to the new FIFAs that were released. But still, for the people that do pay money for this game, I don't think that's fair, right? But that's just my opinion. I just think that EA needs to stop doing all this bullshit where they're like, they got a new engine, they got all this stupid AI shit. Like, they need to stop doing that and focus more on, first of all, their content. First of all, and second of all, they need to start making their game mechanics not so stupidly I guess. I don't think any of us need AI. I think there should be a very easy way to make a skill gap when it comes to both defending and both attacking. And EA have been missing out on that for the past 2 years. But we all know that, right? It says increase the speed at which the ball travels with a low or mid power header. Following a low or mid power header. Okay, so yeah, headers are more effective. Okay, that's not bad. Lower powered headers are more likely to produce a lower ball trajectory. So it's kind of just like the ball has more of a dipping effect, I guess, now instead of just like a floating effect. Because I think that's what all the balls have had this year. All the shooting, the shots, and the headers have been like if you're hitting a beach ball, If you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to describe it, but that's how this game has felt. Increase the speed in which ball players and chipped header, following chip header. Okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because that like I said, it's what it feels like. It feels like the ball is like a beach ball. It's so slow, and with all these new cars that have been in the game that have better stats, I think it should be nothing than more than fair. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be okay with that being something that came out right now. But the other stuff, I think EA should have already had this solved by at least half the year that the game was released. So yeah, I don't know what the hell. I don't even know if these shits are actually real, really fixed. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it says increased the animation speeds or dribbling, agile dribbling, and strafe dribbling. Dribbling increased the animation speed of reverse, step over, and body feint and skill moves. Okay. Slightly reduce the reach of attempted shot blocks by human controlled players. Slightly reduce the reach attempted shot blocks. Okay, so this is probably what that is. When your player automatically tackles, but you're not pressing anything and it's in the box and you get your opponent's player, I guess, in a foulish, I guess, illegal way, and you get a penalty. It's not really your fault because you're not pressing circle. I think this is what that means. It's kind of just like the player that you control, you have more control over now, and he's not going to auto defend and try to do some stupid, tackle where you get a penalty and, you know what I mean, you end up with the wrong side of the, you know what I mean, and the wrong side of the, I guess, of the situation. So yeah, I mean, these look like they're pretty much everything they needed to fix. I don't think there's much that they needed to fix. Obviously, I think the game modes that they've been giving are pretty trash. I think they should fix more of the way that their rivals works. I think too. There's another way they should fix that. Anyways, aside from that, this looks like it's pretty good for in terms of the game mechanics. You guys, let me know in the comment section what you think. But yeah, I would briefly wanted to talk about this because, like I said, we all have our own opinions about how EA should be doing their job, and I think in a way we can all agree that these things should have been done a while back already, and yeah, it's just hope that it's not like that next year, and because I feel like a lot of people are becoming fed up with this game, and there's a lot of other games to play that are football games, and I think like if this game does not fix up by the end of next year, it should permanently be going like just downscale from here, because it's just been so long, and the community has just gotten enough of it. And yeah, as sad as it is, guys, it's just the end of the line for people, I guess. It's just taking so long. EA have gotten so much money, and they've been doing only what they want to, and now whatever money they have left, they better use it, because yeah, this could go downscale. So yeah, guys, anyways, it's been fun and all. I hope you guys enjoyed the I was about to say review, but no, it's just it is a review of the new patch notes for July, which is the last probably set of patch notes for this game. Regardless, guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, leave a comment, anything. I'm very open to it. And yeah, I plan on making more videos soon. I don't think I will be making any cards lately. I wanted to make a video on Gareth Bale, but by the time I had gathered enough, I guess, fodder for him, I kind of just gave up on making a review for him. I think though, if the EA release on Footies a pretty good card, I will, I'll do a review on it. I don't see why not. But regardless, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again. Sorry for repeating myself, but I hope you guys have a fantastic day. All right.